prayer. If you want to feel worse about yourself, watch America's Got Talent. Great way to make yourself feel like a useless piece of garbage. Because the things people do on America's Got Talent are just so insanely impressive. And then they also have these crazy backstories of adversity that make it even more impressive. Someone will go up and be like, "Hi, everyone, my name's Connor. I'm 14 years old. I was born with a very rare eye disease that has rendered me almost completely blind. At the age of 2, I started juggling butcher knives." Which has been tough because of, the blindness. Now I perform and panhandle on street corners to help support my paralyzed single mother. I'm watching, I just made an omelet all by myself. Very humbling show to watch. And I can tell the things that people do on America's Got Talent are, insanely impressive, but it's too impressive for, the average viewer to, emotionally connect to, and that's what you want, I just think, someone will go up there and be like, "Hi, judges, for my performance today, I'm going to be solving 30 Rubik's Cubes in 5 seconds while on fire." Or, do something crazy. I think you just say something more relatable. I want to see someone go on stage and be like, "Hi, judges, for my performance today, I will be assembling this IKEA wardrobe." Without saying the F word. I'd be like, "What? No chance. How's he going to do that?"
I love my wife, but she's from a different town in rural Tennessee. Her blood ain't top shelf for nothing, let's be honest. My wife's blood is like boxed wine, it's it's nobody's favorite, but people can handle it in a pinch, My blood's just moonshine made in a radiator, dude. It's just poison. That's all it is, right? So I worry all the time about how my kids are going to turn out, right? But believe it or not, living in Los Angeles has kind of helped me with this, because you live in LA, you look around, you see plenty of rich white kids that are all up too, and it makes me feel better. I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's not about the blood. Maybe it's just a crapshoot either way, right? But I gotta say, I feel like that's another way in which they're different is childhood trauma. Because rich white kids are like, yeah, my mother was never very emotionally available, and I've got a lot of residual psychological scarring from that. And white trash kids are like, I got beat with a tire iron. I have actual scars from that.
Mothers are truly incredible. She's on top of everything before it's ever a problem. She told me this. She's like, "I got this app. I want to be ready when our boys start using a computer." I'm like, "They're 9 months old and 3 years old. Do we need this?" She's like, "We need this." She's like, "This app will let us know any website they visit, even if they delete something in their search history." I'm like, "Do we need this?" She pushes a button, up pops up a bunch of adult sites. Recently visited on her home computer. And my wife was mad. Very mad. And I was like, "Let me talk to them." These kids are disgusting. My wife said to me, she goes, hypothetically, she likes to do those. She goes, hypothetically, if we had an intruder in our home, would you be able to protect our family? And I'm like, hypothetically, yes. I could do anything hypothetically. She's like, "Gary, it's very important for me to feel secure that you'd be able to protect us. What makes you think you could do it?" And I'm like, "I would have an adrenaline rush under that circumstance, and that would help me defeat the intruder." And she's like, "That makes me feel much better." Well, what I didn't tell her is that the intruder would also have an adrenaline rush. And his would be way better than mine. He'd kill us in seconds. Plus, I know my body. In that situation, it would not even pump adrenaline. It would pump estrogen. I'd be dealing with that. I get it. My wife, she wants a man who makes her feel safe. And that makes 2 of us.
I'll try a hot dog anywhere. I had the best hot dog of my life. You'll never guess where. Seattle, Washington. Anybody heard of it? It's a big city. I went to a baseball game out there. I left the stadium. There's a hot dog stand right outside. So I walk up. I said, "I would like a hot dog." And the guy goes, "What do you want on it?" And I was just I wasn't ready to answer that. So I was, do it. I told the guy to do it, and he looked like he'd been ready for somebody to say that. He goes, "My friend, I got you." And I watch him. He takes the hot dog bun. This guy starts putting cream cheese On the bun, I was like, you're crazy. Why do you have that back there? That's not even a hot dog ingredient. Did you bring that from home? You can't use home stuff at a restaurant. Some things are home things. Remember that? Was that worth it? Nope. All right. He goes, my friend, trust me. And then he starts putting browned onions on top of that hot dog. I go, there's no way this is good. It was the best hot dog I've ever had. I've thought about it all the time. I think about it all the time. I've told a lot of people about this hot dog. I've evangelized this place all over North America. If I find out you're going to Seattle, I'll send you the coordinates of this hot dog stand. That's the impact it's had on me. Anyway, the whole reason I bring that up is because a few months ago, this is 2 years later, I'm back in Seattle. I went to another baseball game. I didn't care about the game. I left in the second inning. I'm trying to find that hot dog stand, right? And it's in the same spot. And I walk up, I promise y'all, same dude from 2 years ago. I'll never forget his eyes. And I look right at him and I go, hey, dude, you're not gonna remember me. Well, it is a big day for me. I've been thinking about you for 2 years, dude. You changed my life in 2021. You won't remember this. I came in, I think I was in a mood. Maybe you were in a mood. I don't know. I said, do it. You did it. You put cream cheese on a hot dog. I've never seen that before in my life. Could you do that for me again? And he looks at me all weird. He goes, my friend, are you talking about the Seattle dog? And he points at the menu above his head. I didn't see the menu 2 years ago. There's one item on the menu of this hot dog stand. It's the Seattle dog, a hot dog with, you guessed it, cream cheese and grilled onions. It's the only thing this guy makes. He makes one item all day, every day. I've talked about it for 2 years like he invented it for me. It's the signature hot dog of the city. I've recommended it to people from Seattle. Do you know how stupid that makes me look? To recommend the signature dish in that city? That's like if I went to Philadelphia and I was like, yo, dude, I found this spot today. Y'all should check it. This dude put cheese on a steak sandwich. I know it sounds crazy. Just tell him I sent you. He'll do it. He'll hook it up.
I've been doing comedy pretty much my whole adult life. I did have one day job out of college. I worked for 6 months at a day program, which is basically a daycare for adults with severe mental and physical disabilities. And, I really have had so much help in my life. So my thought was like, let me go back in the world and give some of that back. And I worked there for 6 months, and that is because I couldn't take anymore. And now let's just be clear about this situation. It had nothing to do with the people that came in for the services. The problem is, every morning they would come into the facility on the short bus. And I gotta tell you, there was nothing that I could do to convince the driver that I worked there. I go, all right, man, thanks. I got it from here. Okay, buddy. Who's a good helper? Who's a good helper? You're a good helper. Why don't you go inside? Go get a person. I'm like, I'll break your wrist, sir. All my new coworkers just looking out the window, laughing their ass off. Send them out again. 6 months of that shit. I snapped one morning. I picked up a helmet and I put it on and I got on the dude's bus. I was like, take me home. I'm done here, I'm done. And now I do comedy. Career move.
I find a balance and a fairness in this world, just an equilibrium, whenever I see an attractive person getting on a Southwest flight last. That's when I know that there is some small undercurrent of justice in this world. You know, you just see a supermodel, just somebody gorgeous, a gorgeous individual, and then you see that C on their boarding card, and you know they have no idea. And you're like, oh, honey, you're about to learn how the world really works. Yeah, you got bumped off a United flight or something, now you're here with the great unwashed. This is gonna be fun. Because they always stand at the front of the plane with nothing but middle seats open. They're just like, but I can't, but why? But what am I gonna do? You're gonna rub some elbows with some stinkers. That's what you're gonna do. Squeeze in here with some slobs coming home from Vegas and make some friends.
And I love horror movies, you know, that's where I grew up on. Do you love horror movies? You have a favorite horror movie? Get Out. Get Out? I like Pretty Woman. You thought I said horror. Understandable, no. No, I like it. Have you ever seen Blackula? Blackula is fantastic. 1972, William Marshall plays Blackula. The first scene in Blackula, Dracula bites a black guy. This is easily anticipated if you know the name of the movie you're watching. And then Dracula goes, I christen you Blackula. And they cut. And I wish they would just hold it for 5 more seconds. So you can hear Blackula go, ha ha ha. What the did you say my name was? Just to watch Dracula backpedal. Look, as the king of vampires, I come from a position of privilege that I clearly didn't take into consideration when I made that joke, which is not indicative of my feelings in any way. I won't even eat Count Chocula. Like, I'm committed. I want you to know my truth. That's what this is about. And then all the bros with podcasts will drag Dracula for backpedaling to Blackula. Gotta double down on that all the time. You gotta just double down. That's the problem. There's no real men anymore.
Yeah, I moved to Minnesota last year in the month of January. And that's how you die. 8-month winters are brutal. God. When I hit my 1-year mark of living there, some of my friends were like, oh, how did you celebrate? I was like, oh, I just walked into my bathroom like it was a prison cell and etched one tally. I did learn a lot by moving there then. I learned that, God forbid you try using a bidet there in the winter. That water feels like local anesthesia. Did not feel my beehole for 5 months. It's such a weird state. Right when I moved there, I turned on the TV and there were commercials for vacations to Alaska. And that's when I knew I f***ed up. I was like, oh, these are broken people. If Alaska is their Cancun. Living in Minnesota and going on vacation to Alaska is like owning a Nissan Sentra and going on vacation and renting a Nissan Sentra. That's the same terrible. Minnesota was a tough sell, though. I found out also when I got there that they have some of the highest state taxes. I was like, for why? You're cold and expensive? That's like a dog who's ugly and bites. Put it down. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle. And I moved there from Washington, where there are no state taxes. So now anytime my boyfriend tries to start a fight with me, I'm like, oh, let me remind you that being your girlfriend now costs me $38 a day. Let me set the thermostat to 72. Off. Let's pick our battles today.
I grew up with a thick Wisconsin accent, but I had no clue I had a Wisconsin accent until Siri first came out. Remember that? I was like, hey there, Siri, how in the heck are you? Hey, tell your folks I says hi. Listen, I'm looking for directions to the nearest Fleet Farm, okay? I think they got one over there by the Quick Trip, and honestly, I gotta fill my gas, okay? So why don't you get me directions to Fleet Farm, and then the Quick Trip, and if there's a Culver's in between there, I won't be mad, okay? And you know, there are a lot of other iPhone users out there, and I want you to know that I know that. So if you got to, go ahead and get to me last, okay? Boop, dialing 911, you are having a stroke.
I try to make myself feel better by telling myself it's not a Southern accent thing, it's an American accent thing. Like the idea that any thick regional American accent can sound kind of dumb, not just this one, you know? Like if you go to the doctor to get some test results back, yeah, you don't want this accent from the doctor. I know, you don't, right? You don't. But you also don't want some meatball from the Bronx. You know, like, listen, this is what it is. You got stage 4 cancer. What are you going to do? No. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to take your chemo. You're going to take your radiation. You're going to kick cancers. Actually, I do want a Bronx doctor. I take that back. That sounds pretty inspiring, actually. But like if you're on a plane in the Midwest and the pilot comes on like, okay, got a little snow system up here, just gonna scooch right by there, don't you know? No whoops-a-daisies today, no sir, gonna be a hoot.
As a New Yorker, I travel a lot more now, and like the more I travel, the more I'm starting to see New York a little differently, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, you travel outside of New York, you start to pick up on things. Like that first day back is rough. I get back, I get off my flight, I look around, I'm like, it is kind of nasty. I don't want to feel that way about my city, man. But I go to other places and I'm like, there's no trash around your trees. Where do you guys keep your trash? In bins? That's disgusting. I don't touch my trash.
I do take care of myself. I try. I've been trying. I eat a lot of Tums. Tums are very good. I don't know if you've had Tums lately. They've gotten, last 10 years have been special. It's borderline top 5 candy in the country right now. I give it out on Halloween. It's gotten so good. They just came out with orange cream. I don't know if y'all get the same emails I do, but new flavor just dropped. It's orange cream Tums. Half of them are orange, half of them are cream. And then you can kind of mix and match. That's what Tums does. They let you decide, you know, how strong do you want to go, right? You can go all orange today, live it up. But at some point, you got to go all cream. Is this relatable? What I do, I got a system. I do 2 orange, 1 cream. I put some M&Ms in there. I shake it up. It's good. It's tearing me up, but I'm enjoying the ride.
And I will admit it, I love a hot dude, you know? I do love a hot dude. I'm glad they're around, you know? They really bring a room together. I like to see a good look. To me, it's like looking at a sunset or a horse. Like, I'm not attracted. I'm like, look at him. I'm glad he's here. The party's lit. Like, you ever been in a party and a dude walks in, you're just like, who the f is that guy? All right. There he is. Nice. This is awesome. I just like to objectify, you know? And I'm done doing it with women. I think that is dead. Like, enough of that. Women have had enough objectification. Let's start objectifying men as straight men. That's what I say. Let's switch it. Why not? I like a beautiful man. And it's fun to do it to their face. Like, I'm married, I'm beyond off the market. I will make a hot dude feel uncomfortable at a party. Just walk right up to him like, all right, this is great. I'm digging this, yeah. Yeah, look at you. All right, just stare at a weird part, like his stomach or something. Like, yeah, that's great. I love this. Spin around, let me see the whole package. He's like, I'm not gay, man. Neither am I. What's up? What are we doing later? It's like, I don't know. Whose friend is this? This is really weird. I'm not into this. Objectifying dudes. I don't think it's my fault, though, because I grew up in the homoeroticism of 80s action movies. Anybody else? Ridiculous. Every guy was shirtless, cut, and shiny. Everybody. Every Rocky movie, I've seen so many boxing matches, I've never seen them whip out a bucket of baby oil like they did in Rocky. Why did Ivan Drago look like he was made of chrome? Like, it made no sense. Just gleaming like so much. Schwarzenegger, Rambo, like everybody was just veiny, muscular, just steroided out. And this was a time where I was judged if I said any of my friends was attractive, if they were a man, right? Like, I'd be like, whoa, Zach's good looking. Like, ugh! Everyone freak out. What, are you queer? You want to marry him? Like, I'm not going to marry you, Dennis. You're ugly as If I had to marry a man, I would take Zach. He has gentle eyes. Son of a bitch. It's a ridiculous time. Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his crazy splits. It was so, all of us guys were like, yeah, I like that. I like his body. I like the way he moves. Queer? What? Like, who cares?
I like to collect other people's business cards and give them out as myself at a later date. I've been the CEO of some major corporations. Public restrooms are a good time. That's it. There's no joke. That's just an observation. If I'm in the stall, I like to leave the door unlocked. Not open. Unlocked. Just to invite a little bit of mystery and danger to the party. And I'll just sit there waiting. I've set my trap. Like I'm trying to catch a raccoon out by the barn. Inevitably, somebody will open the door and I'll go, oh, you made it. I could begin. But the urinals, fellas, we know the urinals are weird. We can make them weirder if we try. 3 levels of awkwardness, okay? Level 1, super easy, okay? Don't skip the empty urinal. Stand right next to the fella and just snuggle in while you're taking the peeps. Bonus points if you whisper the word impressive. Level 2, step up to the plate, take out your wiener, scream and start taking pictures of it. Level 3, the Joe Gatto level of awkwardness, the master class, if you will. You're gonna step up to that urinal, just go ahead and use that bad boy backwards. That was the shake at the end. The best part of that is when you're mounted up and using the urinal backwards, if somebody walks in, look them in the face like they're weird. And just follow them as they walk across the bathroom, be like, that guy, right? Impressive.
We're bound to bump heads, man, but we're also both in therapy. And I don't know if you've ever fought with a healthy person. But it's annoying. Because we'd get into these big blow-up fights, right? Where we would just yell at each other, and then I'd storm out, right? And I'd have time to process. And I'd come back in, and I'd be like, ugh. I realize my reaction to the previous situation is based on trauma from a former relationship that I shouldn't bring into this current space. Don't get too excited, baby girl. And then my husband would come in and he'd be like, ugh, I want you to know that I hear you and I see you. I was like, I hate us. I don't want to be us, I want to jump us. I don't like us. I come from a family where you flip a table to make a point, you know what I'm saying? Like, this feels too healthy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, headphones, like, that be depressing, yo. Cause I still got the headphones, like, with the wires, that's pressure. You gotta untangle it in a room full of Bluetooths. You headlining that show. You the headliner. And everybody just watch you going through it, too. As you untangle it, it just look like you knitting a sweater. Just... Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm crocheting right now. You're like, do you need help? You're like, get the away from me. Nah, I just want to know if you have Apple Care. I don't even like apples. No, I don't have Apple Care. I don't like that. Just... Right, yeah? I don't know, man. I just recently, like when you, how should I put it? Like, when you when you separate, you realize you realize really your flaws, yo. Like, I gotta do my own shopping now. Like, that's, cause she was the one who normally remembered to bring the bags, right? So now that's on me now. Hey, home, but we gotta get the bags. Oh, okay, my bad. All right, let's get the bags. All right? Now I gotta like go shopping like by myself. Like this is crazy. This is wild, yo. You don't just be shopping like, yo, this is wild. This is. You end your whole day. What you doing? Like, bro, I just went shopping. I'm done for the count. I can't. I'm sorry. What happened? I just went shopping. It is wrap for me for today. Call out of work. What happened? I just went shopping. I need some time to myself right now. I gotta meditate. Cause you don't know what you're going through. Right? You gotta have like a favorite bag too. You realize that? Like a go-to bag. Gotta have a favorite bag. Like my favorite bag is the blue IKEA bag. It's my favorite bag, yo, right? Strong, right? Durable, right? The straps never break. And you could literally like put anything in it, right? Like during the hurricane, I just saw a brother just kayaking a blue IKEA bag. He put the straps up like this. That was like, he was like staring at it. I'm like, damn. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, he going well against the current. That is beautiful to see. Beauty, art. Good for him. You know what the crazy thing is, yo? I've never been to IKEA. I don't know how I got that bag. How did I get it? How did this bag become a part of the Robertson household? I never went there. I don't know how it looks. I heard good things about it. I've never been there. It's just, how? How did it get here? That's like when you chilling, then you just like see like a beauty mark on your body. Like, where did you come from? I never noticed you. You wasn't here when I first started, but.
But one thing I don't like is a baby on an airplane. I mean, seriously, on my flight here, there was a baby on board that I wanted to murder. Never got the chance, though, because it was sleeping quietly the entire time on the opposite side of the plane.
And I'm actually quite a good choice to go on Dancing with the Stars because I am not a star, and that's who they get. Generally speaking, all of these shows, that's generally speaking who they get. And every time it happens, every time this celebrity, apprentice celebrity, anything comes out, everyone goes, oh, are they the best celebrities they could get? Really? Are they the best celebrities they could get? Yes. They're the best. The Hemsworths are busy, okay? They're not turning down Hugh Jackman. It's weird. What if we've all been pronouncing it wrong this whole time? I'm just gonna keep it. They're not turning down Hugh Jackman because they'd rather have some douchebag from Married at First Sight. No, these are the best people who agreed to do this, right? And I'm into it. I wanna see the better. I wanna see people doing it. That's why I did it. It's funny. I can't dance. Watch me do that. It's funny. Like, I don't want to see super famous, talented people be good at something. No, I want to see people try something hard and struggle.
Didn't realize just how culturally Italian I was, being from Staten Island, until I moved to California and I met actual white people. From places like Utah and whatever the Wyoming is. It was the first time in my life I saw a group of people and I was like, am I white?
I want to see a Casablanca that's made today. Whoever plays the part of Rick is there up all night, drowning their sorrows, and he's like, of all the safe spaces in all the world, she or they had to wander into my nonprofit. That's right, it's a CBD cigarette. I'll have as much of it as I want and it won't hurt my lungs. Give me another White Claw. I can drink White Claws all night. Play it again, Shazam. You played it for her or them, you can play it for me, Shazam. Thank you.
I keep getting mistaken for an Uber driver. Whenever I pull up to a red light, are you my Uber? No, I'm not. I'm getting sick of it. Next person who asks, I'm telling them to hop in. I get it. It's my whole Afghani, Albani, Algeri, Armeni, Azerbaijani. I'm going alphabetically. It ends with Yemeni and Zagrebi, so sit back, it takes a while. People see me, they say, he looks like a desert smuggler. I think maybe I saw him in The Mummy Returns. So he should just shuttle me to the Whole Foods. Drive. But I can't. I can't drive a cab, because I'm Jewish. And if you go home and you tell your Jewish parents you drive a cab, they don't even have time to kill themselves. It's just poof, they vaporize into a mist of shame and settle on the floor into twin puddles of regret. Yeah, like I'm gonna do business with a company called Uber. Come on, Uber. It's one of the Nazis' favorite words. Yeah, Uber, it means over or superior. And they called themselves Ubermensch, Superman. And they called my people Untermensch, Underman. Yeah, Overman and Underman. Underman sounds like the world's least effective superhero. Hey, Underman, that bridge is about to collapse with that bus full of school kids. And da-na-na. Yikes. Anybody need a mint? Best ethnicity for a cabbie, Russian. Some guy who's resigned to how horrible everything always is. Where to? You want me to take Gowanus Expressway? I take Gowanus Expressway. You want me to take Jackie Robinson Parkway? I take Jackie Robinson Parkway. You want me to hike barefoot in blizzard with you, your luggage, and your family on my back? Hop on. You want me to smile? Worst ethnicity for a cabbie, my people, the Jews. You can tell, because there's Uber, there's Lyft, there's no Jewish taxi app. Schlep. What would that be anyway? The driver would just complain the entire time. Oy, this traffic, oy, this weather, oy, this job. I should have gone to law school. Would you mind closing the window? There's a little bit of a draft. I had a thing in my throat. It went into my neck. If you don't close the window, it's going into my spine. Just close the window. Thank you for riding with Schlepp. If your driver stops kvetching, the ride is on us. I imagine Schlepp would have its own GPS system. It wouldn't use Waze. It would use Oivays, which wouldn't give directions. It would just point out all of your mistakes. You should have turned back there. Back there, you probably should have turned. I'm just trying to help. You're the driver. I'll let you drive, but you should have turned. You should have turned. I'll be quiet. You drive. I'll be quiet. You should have turned. I'll be quiet.
My wife, Lindsay's she's a good stepmom. She's great with the kids. She gets along with my ex-wife, which is nice. I get along with my ex-wife too, for the most part. We try and run parenting decisions by the other person. She's only done something once that really, really made me mad because she never ran it by me and I thought it was kind of an important decision. Just without consulting me, she just went out and got my kids a giant stepdad. And I didn't care for it. Had I been consulted, I would have preferred a tiny stepdad. It did irritate me for whatever reason. I hoped and I assumed I would be the bigger dude. And I just wanted that to be reality. And then this guy's like 6'5", probably 250, 260. First time I saw him, I just had a sick feeling in my stomach. Just like, no! No! Why can't he be like 5'1", $110 or something? Some little step guy I could toss around to amuse the kids. That's a fun stepdad, the one who lets you toss him around. Hey kids, you want to see how high I can throw your stepdad today? It's funny, right? Get over here! Shouldn't matter. He's a good stepdad. He's nice to the kid. That's all that really matters. I don't think about him being bigger, a lot consciously, but he's definitely snuck into my subconscious. Because I'll be having weird daydreams. He'll make a cameo. I don't even know why I'm really thinking about it. So I was thinking about some little kid, playground argument. Like, yeah, well, my dad could beat up your dad. Maybe. I don't know. He might not, if I really think about it. My stepdad could crush your dad for sure. My stepdad would destroy your dad. My dad, he'd probably have something funny to say about it. I don't know. He'd throw in a witty comment from a safe distance. Make up excuses later why he couldn't join in, I think it's every dad wants to be the alpha in the family. Like as a guy, you want to be able to protect the kids. Like if God forbid my kid's stepdad ever, did something like smacked him around, I would like to be able to smack him around without even thinking about it. Just go knock him around, see how he likes it. I want to be that kind of dad. I don't want to be the kind of dad who's like, what? Your stepdad hit you guys? Seriously, both of you? Man, that's rough. Bet that hurt. He's a big guy. He probably hits pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie, you're in a tough spot. You're gonna want to think about what you did to upset him and probably try and just do less of that. Good luck. For years, I tried to get these greeting cards on store shelves. It just never worked. I don't know why. I thought they were fun. I feel like there's kind of, meaner cards out there now, which is more my sense of humor, but maybe they just weren't ready for them. I had fun stuff like, Happy New Year's, buddy. I made a resolution to hang out with smarter, more attractive friends. You take care of yourself. I want to thank you for making me believe again in the possibility of Sasquatch. There's no way that thing's entirely human. Congratulations on your new baby. As each day passes, you grow older and weaker. I've been working out. Revenge is near. Happy Father's Day.